Welcome back to the Grenadier podcast, Real Estate Uncovered. Today I speak with Grenadier's Business Operations Officer, Anna Penny Moore. You obviously love this business. Tell me what you love the most about it. Today, an absolute exclusive. Welcome back to the Grenadier podcast, Real Estate Uncovered. Well, good morning, Anna. Great to see you. Can you introduce yourself to us?
Sure, Lisa. I'm Anna Penny Moore and I'm the Business Operations Manager at Harcourt's Grenadier.
It's so lovely to see you. You are the force behind Grenadier, and I think back to the podcast that Andy Freeman was on, and he said that his secret to success was having great people around him, and I know that you're a pivotal person that very much is part of his success. Tell me about your day-to-day working life at Grenadier.
Right, that's very kind of you, Lisa. Thank you. I think if I was going to sum it up, Andy's kind of the ideas man. He's the one that, basically always wants to be striving forward, always wants to be doing something new. And in terms of like executing that and doing the logistics, I guess that's my role. He sometimes challenges me and decides he wants to do something pretty outrageous, but I'm always up for the challenge, and I do really enjoy being able to roll out those initiatives and give them to our team and basically just make us lead the pack. So on a day-to-day basis, it's struggling to execute those ideas. It's doing a lot around recruitment, whether that be with our admin team or with our agents, and also working really closely alongside Ashley in our marketing division as well, and then basically any software or any type of business partnership deals that we need to roll out to the company, I'm quite involved in that as well. Pretty much anything that needs to be done, I'm happy to help.
And I think that's the biggest challenge, is that in terms of executing all these different things, there is such a wide skill set, and you just seems so unflappable. And we've had pretty major with Vault coming in, as well as lots of other projects, and you just seem to get us all through there. You obviously are an optimistic person.
I kind of have the mantra that nothing is a disaster until it's an absolute disaster. So I think a lot of people kind of get to a point and they're like, oh, it's all going to fall apart. And I just think my point's a little bit further on. I'm sort of quite reluctant to admit defeat.
Yes.
And so I don't really get worried that something's going to be a failure, because I think that things always work out, and sometimes they don't work exactly how you think they're going to, but they generally always work out for the best.
Yes.
I'm a bit of a perfectionist, a bit of a workaholic, so I do put in a lot of hours and a lot of time to make sure things do come out on top.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love the challenge, and I love the dynamic nature of real estate.
I know, that's, I think, what's kept us in the industry so long, that every day is different. You never know what's going to happen, and you might drive to work thinking, I'm going to do this today, and then, Andy will have you off doing something completely different, and you just have to be agile.
Yeah.
How do you deal with that huge variety and changing of perhaps the priorities? How do you deal with that?
I don't know. I have been in real estate for a really long time now, so I'm coming up 12 years.
Wow.
Previous to that, I was in sales as well, so I've kind of always been around that dynamic vibe and the dynamic people that come along with sales as well, so I'm quite used to it.
Yes.
I don't know. I think it comes back again to sort of not getting too flappy about things and just always thinking, oh, it's going to work out for the best. And I think you've just got to be pretty organised.
Yeah, and I think that's one of your superpowers, is your ability to cut through and to be so organised in the midst of chaos.
Yeah.
And I think it takes a special person to work alongside an entrepreneur who's their superpower is being very innovative and at times random, and, being able to get their vision, capture what they're trying to create and implement it. So
I think it's exciting, and I mean, sometimes I have to say no.
Yes.
Sometimes the randomness is very random. And so I do have to be a voice of reason and say to Andy, look, maybe that's not one of your best ideas. And we've got a really good working relationship like that, you know.
Yeah, so you can be brutally honest.
100%. And I mean, if anybody knows Andy, you know, he's pretty brutally honest. So, you know, he's never one to shy away from telling you what he thinks, and I'm pretty similar as well. So
that's great.
I'm happy to tell him, you know, no, or I'm happy to say, hey, look, we're probably not going to get that done on time, or we're going to have to put a bit more resource into it. And I think one of the other things with Andy as well is he's very generous with his time. He's really generous with the resources that I get given as well. So, you know, he wouldn't let me sit there and work all hours of the night. If he saw that I needed support, he'll put someone there beside me to help me. So, you know, over the last couple of years, I've had a PA come in to assist me with the vault rollout. We had a change coordinator come in and actually assist with that.
Yes.
And those types of things, if I didn't have that support, I'd be working around the clock. So I am lucky in that regard. And since I've had a little baby...
Congratulations.
Thank you. Wonderful, Lily. She obviously changes your priorities a little bit. And Andy's acknowledged that, you know, he doesn't really want me working at night.
Yes.
And, you know, even when I'm doing careers evenings and stuff like that, he's really... aware that I then need to take some time off to make sure I'm still hanging out and connecting with my daughter. So, you know, it's really nice to have someone around you that acknowledges that too.
Are you considering the next step in your career? We're looking for passionate sales consultants to join us at Harcourt's Grenadier. We provide the support and resources to ensure you thrive in this exceptionally exciting industry. To find out more, visit careerinrealestate.co.nz. Yeah, that's fantastic, because oftentimes entrepreneurs want you to go at their speed or even faster, don't they? And I think that's what we love about Andy, is he still has his feet on the ground, and his love of Grenadier and the family aspect of it is quite important, and I think that grows a lot of loyalty with the Grenadier team.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's easy to look at Grenadier from the outside and just think, oh, we're a whole bunch of real estate agents that party and drive flash cars, but that's really not what it's about. We're running a really successful business, and we're doing some really awesome things within our marketing department, doing this podcast, you know, and we're also there to basically be able to provide the best platform for our agents, you know, to go away and have wonderful lifestyles with their families. It's not all about us, you know, making money. It's really about success and people feeling supported, and that's what we're here for. Yeah,
absolutely. There's so many growth opportunities that you help provide, like masterclass and getting speakers and always having that learning at the forefront. How do you keep the ideas flowing? You know, do you think about Grenadier 24/7?
Yeah,
because it is hard to clock out.
I'm sort of I'm always looking for the next thing. I do look a lot to Australia probably for inspiration.
Yes.
So what are they doing in the Australian market? They do tend to sort of be ahead of us a little bit in terms of technology, in terms of speakers, marketing. So I do look over there for some inspiration to try and put into us. But mainly just looking around what's happening on social media, to be honest. But just adding a sense of depth to Grenadier.
I love that.
You know, and I think building our relationship recently that we've had with the Cancer Society, that's been something I've been really proud of. Because I think what we wanted to do was start a relationship with a charity rather than just give money to a charity and that's that, and you tick that box and it's all done. Having that partnership where we work alongside each other, where we know each other by name, where we ask each other for help, that's something I'm really proud of. And so I look for things like that for us to get involved in as well.
Yeah, I think you make a really great point that, you know, it's sort of become kind of a branding exercise, isn't it? Look, we've donated this, we've done that. But to actually have boots on the ground and have a genuine compassion for what they're doing, and not just be about the amazing charity auction night and the 91,000+ we raised, but also, you know, sponsoring different things they're doing within their business and really being part of their business 365 days a year, you know, and like you say, knowing the charity people by name, that brings so much more depth, to use your word, but authenticity to, you know, our creative, bent with them in terms of that.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I mean, we're really lucky to be in the position that we're in. Obviously, the business is very successful. And I think if we can give back to people in a really meaningful way, it's something really special. And it kind of keeps you grounded as well.
Yes.
And
Keeps it real and
Yeah.
what to worry about when families are going through, pretty traumatic things.
yeah, and I think we can all sort of acknowledge that we know
Relate.
somebody that's been through cancer or whatever, and so to be able to help with their mission, and I talk with them quite a lot about what that is, and
Yes.
obviously it's about prevention, and it's obviously about learning, and it's about research, and I'm really pleased that we can be part of that.
Yeah, I love that. That's a very big part of our business. And like you say, we're very, lucky that we're able to share our resource and encourage everyone on our platform to give and donate and raise awareness.
Yeah, definitely.
Anything else you're particularly proud of in your tenure so far at Grenadier?
I don't think it will come as any surprise. I'm very proud of our marketing. So Ashley Hay is our head of marketing, and she's amazing. And we get on really, really well. And we have a very good synergy in terms of what we want the brand to be. So I find coming to work and working alongside her is an absolute highlight for me. And I think where we've bought the brand from when I came on board 5 years ago is just astronomical. And I know that there's still more to come. So that's super exciting, really proud of that. At the moment, we're pushing hard and doing quite a lot of recruitment evenings, and I think they're going really well. We had one last night, really amazing turnout of people.
Great.
Doing them every fortnight at the moment. So
Fantastic.
that's quite a lot of work, but
Yes.
it's great to be meeting people out there that are, looking to get into this exciting industry, and to be able to help them start that journey is something I really like as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, running that graduate program is just such a good bridge for people to come into real estate, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think gone are the days where you just get given a desk and told, good luck,
Yeah.
go and make it work. And there was sort of
Make a few calls and
yeah, it was a sort of sink or swim type scenario. That doesn't happen
No.
anymore. We're really with them on the journey, and we want to give them everything they can to be successful. So part of that is the Advantage program and coming in and having that additional support of a training manager as well as your actual manager. It's setting them up for the best success that they could have.
What are you looking for in new people, and what do you think Grenadier offers them?
I think what are you looking for, or what makes a good real estate agent, is a question that people ask all the time. And it's quite hard. It's hard to answer because there isn't a formula in terms of that person, you're going to be amazing. But the things that I look for, it's not necessarily a track record in sales or having done, the salesmanship before. It's about attitude. So the main thing we're looking for in people is motivation and discipline and a desire to succeed. And you've got to work hard in this business if you want to be successful. So to me, it's more about attitude. We can teach you the sales side of things. We can teach you how to write a contract, and we do, but we can't teach you that attitude and that go up and go to want to make calls when you're tired, or go out to that meeting in the wops at night to sign that contract. So, you've got to want to do that. So that's what I look for.
Yes.
In terms of how we help facilitate those people into the business, we won't take everybody. So one of the first points of call with our recruitment is that we're going to be selective of who we take on board. So I'm not going to say yes to you if I think it's not really right up your alley. I think that's unkind. I think that's unfair.
And also it's an investment from our side and resource, isn't it?
100%. Yeah. And I think, there has been sometimes back in the day the ability to be like, okay, well, bums on seats and we'll just see how it goes.
Yeah.
But I don't think that that's fair
That's
on us, and I don't think it's fair on them. And so we want to identify people that have the skill set to be good, and then get them in, and we'll train them really hard to be successful. We'll have the Advantage training program. They'll also have their managers that don't sell, which I think is obviously something we talk about, but it's actually really important. They're not competing against their salespeople. Their entire motivation for the day is to help their people succeed and to help them, get business, and they're not out there trying to compete with them.
Yeah, they're there to support and grow their people, and that's their full focus, which is a real competitive advantage for Grenadier.
Yeah, and I think, to be honest, we're pretty much the only franchise and the only agency that I know of that is doing that now.
Yeah, and I think that's, so important when you as a new consultant are looking for a home to create a business platform from, that those people are invested in you.
And one of the other things I talk about at the careers evening is a big motivation for people is that you're a hard worker, and you're prepared to muck in. And what happens often in a salaried job is you work so much harder than the person next to you, but what you get in rewards doesn't actually reflect that.
That's right. They might be getting paid the same, yet one's doing 50% more. Yeah.
Exactly. So this is the type of industry where you work hard and you get the rewards from that, and the people that don't, obviously, they're not going to get them. And I think that's also something that drives people into real estate too.
Yeah. Fantastic. Well, we love everything you do for us. You do it so gracefully. Big thank you from all the Grenadier team. We love having you on board. And thanks for keeping Andy on track, because that's a full-time job in its own right.
Oh, thank you, Lisa. I really appreciate that.
Thank you so much for tuning into the Grenadier podcast. We hope you've enjoyed the show. Please give us 5 stars. We'd really appreciate it.